More breaking news at this moment. Paperwork for a recount in Pennsylvania has officially been filed. A recount in Wisconsin will happen thanks to the efforts by Green Party candidate Jill Stein and the support of Hillary Clinton. A similar effort underway in Michigan as well. Now, these are our states that President-elect Donald Trump won, enabling him to win the Electoral College. Stein now drawing ire from Republicans and President-elect Trump for demanding that these recounts without any evidence of voter irregularities. She spoke to Fox Business anchor Kennedy about this in an interview that will air later tonight. Watch this.
There is no evidence. There is no evidence until you look for it. That's the thing about hacking into our voting system.
Well, no, oftentimes there is evidence, and then you do a further investigation when you have the initial evidence.
Well, and that's what we're doing with these 3 states.
Trump responding to the recount effort, tweeting, in addition to winning the Electoral College in a landslide, I won the popular vote if you deduct the millions of people who voted illegally. Joining me now to discuss, Ron Christie, David Avella, and Shelby Holiday. Ron, listen, you don't know where to start, right? Jill Stein's raised almost $6 million. She couldn't raise that much as a candidate. It comes overnight in 72 hours. What's the real deal? What's happening here?
Well, good evening, Charles. I think the real deal here is very simple, and the simple fact of the matter is Jill Stein, with the assistance of Hillary Clinton and her campaign, are trying to delegitimize Donald Trump even before he gets in the Oval Office. It's nothing more, nothing less. You know, you hear this hacking theory, maybe the Russians are behind it, all these other sort of wild conspiracy theories where there's no evidence. The governor, Scott Walker, said there's no evidence. President Obama's staff has said there's no evidence of voter fraud whatsoever. So this is more of a publicity stunt to keep Stein, A, money flowing in her coffers, and B, to delegitimize the president-elect. You know, David, it's interesting because over the weekend I read where President Obama actually had to implore Hillary to concede in the first place. Her, of course, who chastised, who browbeat Donald Trump in the press and during the debates about his unwillingness to accept his inevitable defeat. That, of course, did not happen.
This is about giving Democrat operatives a few more weeks of a paycheck. Given our dominance with winning the White House in both chambers, the U.S. Senate and the U.S. House, and 34 of 50 governors and 68 of 99 state legislative chambers, very quickly there's not going to be a whole lot of opportunities for Democrat operatives to have jobs. Asking for recounts allows them to have a few more weeks of a paycheck. But here's the bigger point and why this is all significant. As Donald Trump works on his transition, he needs to have standards and criteria that he wants and not that of losing Democrats and media elites who are disingenuous in what they're trying to say and what they're trying to do as he tries to get his administration up and going.
Shelby, I mean, there's a lot of things here. Of course, a lot of speculation where this money is really coming from. Is it someone like a George Soros? And is it an attempt not only to delegitimize Donald Trump's win, but the process in of itself?
Well, yes, definitely to at least look into these results, make sure there was no hacking. Jill Stein has raised concerns about voter machines, for example.
But
the money...
I mean, she's not going to win 1.4 million votes in Wisconsin.
She's absolutely not going to.
So what's the real motivation? I mean, you think she really cares, or she does, in her heart of hearts, she believes there's hacking?
Well, throughout the campaign, what I can say is Jill Stein's mission was to further the cause of Jill Stein. She went to states where she could get on the ballot, get name recognition, get ballot access for 2016. It's always been about, you know, raising her profile, getting her name out there. We've seen this in the past few days. Her name is now getting in front of millions of Americans because of this recount.
Yeah, but she's a wrecking ball. She's a wrecking ball to the process. And what I'm wondering is, why would Hillary Clinton join this after, again, being so adamant about Donald Trump accepting the results?
Hillary Clinton's campaign is saying they're joining it because they want to essentially supervise this process, make sure that it's fair to everyone. It doesn't really do Hillary Clinton harm, except it does look like they're trying to delegitimize Donald Trump. That's a problem. Yeah. But Jill Stein has raised more than $6.5 million. The average donation was $46. So you wonder who it's coming from. It could be coming from some Bernie Sanders folks. It could be coming from Clinton supporters. Yeah. Definitely not coming from Donald Trump supporters. No way.
I think it's dubious. Real quick, Ron, I do think this hurts Hillary Clinton, whatever small legacy she might have been able to leave behind. More importantly, though, it hurts the left. Since the election, they've tacked even further left. They're talking about bringing on Ellison, keeping Pelosi, and now this stunt.
No question about it, Charles. The Democratic Party, in my view, is no longer a national party. They're the party of the elites on the West Coast and on the East Coast. They have forgotten how to talk to working class people. This latest publicity stunt by Hillary Clinton, she could have gone out with a lot more class and dignity than she has, I think will be a tarnish on her legacy of why couldn't she just concede gracefully and go quietly into that good night.
Yeah, well, I'm inclined to agree. Guys, thank you all very much.